Welcome to the No Cap Sports Show podcast where sports and convos collide. I'm your boy, the Cobra.
I am your host, O-Dog, and I am outside today enjoying this beautiful day on the West Coast. What's happening?
Ain't nothing, cuzzo, man. Everything all good on this end. What's the temperature like out there in AZ?
Oh, man, it's beautiful. It's gorgeous out here. It's a nice 85, 88, about 80 degrees right now.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous. Yeah, it's gorgeous. Dry heat, no humidity, little wind blowing, cool.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes, indeed. What's that? I heard y'all got some good weather back over there.
Yeah, it's been nice. It's been really good spring weather. Real nice, like in the 70s,
Nice.
around that area. So it's been nice. Hopefully that it stay this way because the past few weeks it's been up and down. People been getting sick and shit because of the change of temperature. But look like we're gonna start getting some good weather for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, for sure. You already know. Get a little y'all. It's just the rainy season for y'all. Rainy season back home.
Yeah, but to keep it real though, we need a little bit of rain because all that damn pollen out here, man. That pollen.
Oh man, it's bad. It's bad everywhere, brother. I can only imagine back home.
I wash my car, go in the house, come back the next morning, the whole whip green.
Covered with pollen.
Covered with pollen. It's crazy, man.
Crazy.
I wish I owned a car wash. I'd be getting big bread right now.
Oh, you be killing right now. Yeah, you be killing. You be surprised. A lot of people are doing some good things with car washes. Yeah, doing some good things with car washes. You be surprised. What's up, man? Yeah, man. I'm looking forward to getting into this show, man. We got a lot of great topics, man.
Yeah, we do. We can kick it off. You need to get anything. Need to get you a drink. Need to get you a.
I'm good. I'm good. I got the drink right now. You know what I'm saying? I'll wait for Fat Boy to come on. You know what I'm saying? He gonna make his timely introduction. So I'll wait for Fat Boy to come on, and then I'll get up and go get me a little cigar. But we good right now. Let's get it going.
Yeah, that's what's up. And you know what? I want to start off with the topic, and you actually sent it to me. I want to say this morning or maybe even last night regarding the NCAA green lighting rules change to allow university and college to directly pay their athletes. So I just want to I want to start with that. Like, what do you? I know it's awaiting federal approval. But right now, it's like it's conditionally approved until they get that final approval, and then money can start going straight from the university right to their athletes' hands. So, what's your thoughts on that?
I think it's gonna be good. I think you're gonna cut out the NIL thing, and I think they're gonna make it some guidelines as far as it's gonna benefit, like we were talking about at our last show. It's gonna benefit the players as well as the university. I'm all for it as long as it protects the players as well as the coaches and stuff like that, and hold everybody accountable. I think there's going to come up with a thing where they're going to say, hey, the transfer portal, you can only get in the transfer portal maybe 1 or 2 times. I think the second time you're going to have to probably have a penalty. You're going to have to sit out a year or something like that, or miss a season. But I'm all for it. So that way you cut out a lot of all the behind the scenes and the stuff that we don't really know about that's going on. You know what I mean? Yeah. We the No Cap Sports Show podcast. We could be paying somebody $5,000 or 10 or 20,000, for 4 games. Well, on the 3rd game he not doing what he's supposed to do. Said, well, shit, you not getting the rest of your money. You trash. You know what I mean? So, and I think it worked both ways. Just like the players said, well, hey, No Cap Sports Show podcast. Hey, look, I'm averaging 175 yards a game in rushing. I did this with y'all before the season for the first 5 games. Look here, I done played 3. I done got all rookie of the player of the conference for the last 2 games. Hey, my money need to come up, or I'm not wearing the hats and the t-shirts and the hoodies no more. So I think it's going to be a good situation where they're going to at least have some guidelines. I love the NIL. I love the kids getting their money. I just think it should be some guidelines and work with the youngsters as far as holding them accountable. Hey, if you sign a little contract, because they all want to play pro, and that's the ultimate goal. And as you know, and as I know, the pros, you sign a contract, you are legally bonded to that contract. So,
right, man,
yeah,
and clear this up for me because I'm a little confused. So, um, if this deal goes through, if this rule change go through, so this would get rid of NIL completely.
I don't think so. I don't think
Oh,
so. I still think I still think it might be some NIL deals that you might be able to do because like the university might pay you, but what about Gatorade, right? What if I have an NIL deal with Gatorade, or what if I have a deal with such and such, Raising Canes, right? That's not through the university. Now, is Raising Canes going to go to the university? I don't know. I think I think it's going to be a lot more clarification coming out here in the next couple, in the next couple of days, in the next couple of weeks. But like we said, it was the wild, wild west, and we knew something was getting ready to happen. So
yeah. So, because I was just I was thinking about it, and I did read the article a little bit, but like, what would be the advantage? So, would the kids have the option to say, "Hey, look, I don't want to deal directly with the school. Like, I'm coming to the school, but I don't want to
yeah,
deal directly with the school in terms of getting my bread. I'd rather just go through the NIL process and get my
right,
bread that way, like the kids are doing now. So, can they
right.
do that, or is it?
I don't know. Like I said, I'm learning. I just saw the article just like you, so I can't wait for the full article to come out and we find out all the rules and everything that's going on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, and I think it's a good thing. I think it gives the schools the opportunity to attract some players to their universities, and it also
Yeah,
give them a chance to retain some folks. Because I know we seen some teams this year where they lost their entire roster.
yeah.
You
Well,
know,
just like we just seen it with what was it, Baylor University?
it was Baylor. Yeah,
Every player from Baylor left. Like, come on, bro.
yeah,
Hey, that's not setting the kids up to be. Come on. We now listen. Now some of y'all, I get it. Y'all trying to get as much money as y'all can because y'all not going to the pros anyway,
mm-hmm.
right? So I get it. But with that being said, it has to be 1-2 years. We can't sit up here and be talking about, hey, the NCAA's is a product that is it's not as good. Well, it can't be as good. You can't get, you got a team that's coming together. People, the NCAA's and college basketball starting to be like AAU programs.
Yeah,
I mean, think about it. You going to school, you just going over there. You barely practice with you. I mean, you practice with them for that particular, for that season. But you can go in, you can register and be enrolled in August and July and gone by December, January.
right.
Think about the younger from Baylor, the freshman that was at Mater Verde,
Yeah,
right? That was with Cooper. He
yeah,
went to Baylor, point guard. He enrolled in the summer. He gone. He didn't even do both semesters. He gone.
yeah,
So now
yeah,
he going to BYU. Now, hey, listen, somebody gonna give you $4 million. Hey, you got to take that, or 3 million, whatever it was. Definitely, you have to take that. But what
yeah.
I'm saying is, the whole team, Cole. Come on, bro. I mean, you tell me what your thoughts.
So I'm still kind of confused on the whole thing. I do like I said, I do like the school having control of a bag where they can, distribute money to their
Right.
athletes and try to control, them jumping into the transfer portal or taking other NIL deals, somewhere else. I do like that aspect of it. But I don't know if it will have um, a strong effect on I call them the blue blood schools, like the big time universities, because those kids, they get thrown NIL big time NIL bucks every season. You know, just like you see somebody leaving Georgia and going to Miami, or Notre Dame and going to Ohio State, or whatever the case may be, like, because those kids are getting thrown a lot of NIL money at them. And I know, like, the mid majors and below, I know they're getting, you know, NIL deals too. But I think if anybody is going to affect in a positive way, it would be them, those mid majors and below, where the school will have a bucket of money to kind of like, look, you don't have to go nowhere. Look, we'll pay you. We make sure, you know, you got
Right.
money in your pockets, and look,
Right.
if we stay here, we can compete with anybody. And
Right.
we've seen it, because what the big colleges are doing is taking the mid majors and the lower division one players, and they bring them to their team and helping them gain success. But if you
100%.
stay at the mid major or below, and you staying there 3 years, 4 years, whatever the case may be, you know, you're a mature student athlete going against these one and done freshmen, and that's going to bring success to your school. Just like back, let's say take Dayton for example. Back in 2020, that was COVID, right?
Yep.
So that year, you know, even Dayton is considered as a mid major. You know, that year they was going into the tournament as a number one seed. They had the National Player of the Year because they was able to keep that group together. And
Right.
this is before NIL. If it was NIL, they probably would have lost Obi Toppin and a lot of other folks, and
All
they
those
would have
guys.
never been in that position. And
Right.
then, and I guess the last point I want to make on this, I really don't know the difference between the rule change and what some universities have already been doing. So I think I mentioned it maybe a few shows back, but I looked it up again just to make sure I was right about this. But VCU, Virginia Commonwealth University, their basketball team, the university is already paying their players $384,000 per year. So the university is allocated $4 to $5 million to pay basketball players, which would be distributed among the men's and women's team. And
Yep.
it's part of a larger trend in college athletics, where schools are paying athletes directly for their name, image, and likeness. So
Right.
I don't understand what's the difference between like what VCU have already been doing.
I don't think I don't mean to cut you off. I don't think it's nothing. It's a difference. I think they sort of laid the blueprint to show the NCAA, hey, look, we can do it like this. Like,
Okay.
let's not even go to NIL. Let's look. We're gonna show you like this. Yeah, we gonna pay our players this amount. You know, I'm like I said, I'm pretty sure if they have a superstar to go out and do a little NIL deal with the local pizza shop, whatever, I'm pretty sure it's, you know, some guidelines and stuff like that. I just think that they want to try to police it. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
not let it be the wild, wild west. That's just my personal opinion. But you know, I'm cool with it being the wild, wild west too. So it
Yeah.
don't matter. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like I've it was times where I would have left, you know, my sophomore year, because you know I was a prop 48, so I only played 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
And in my first year, they wasn't trying to play me at all. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Me and the D coordinator, I mean, defensive back coach was getting ready to go. I'm getting ready to go to week. Not know. I'm getting ready. Almost went to blows. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? To the point where that's how I started playing both ways, is because the defensive back coach, they said, okay, well, the head coach said, Steve Wilson said, you ain't going to use him. Cool. Give him to me.
Right.
Right. So, but it would have been to a point where I would have been like, man, I'm out. I'm not sitting behind. Are you trying to play this dude because you recruited him? I'm not one of your recruit. Head coach having to step in and this, and then the D coordinator that I rock with, you know, he left. So I would have, trust me, I would have been in the portal. And this is somebody who is killing. I'm leading the country in kickoff returns at the time.
Right.
Division 1 AA and 1A.
Yeah.
For you young fellas, that's FCS and FSSSSS. Shit. That's 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
Shit. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So trust me, I get it. I would have been in that joint. But like I said, I think if it's a guideline, I think it'll help everybody out. And then, instead of it being the wild, wild west, if it's okay, the school is going to do this, and then you can have up to 10 NIL, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So, whatever. But my bad. I didn't mean to cut you off. I think they just need to sort of like not necessarily police it, but just get some rules and guidelines in there, so that way everybody knows what the rules and guidelines are, and then it'll be good.
Yeah, I definitely, I definitely like to see some regulations put on it. The Wild Wild West, like you said, I like it in a way, but then I think if we put some regulations on what these kids can do, like for example, the kid from Tennessee, that would have saved his ass. You know what I'm saying? If he had some type of regulations, he pressing the team to go from 2 million to 4 million, and then the team, they standing 10 toes down, saying, no, we can't do it. And then he threatening them to not play. And then they say, well, guess what?
Ain't no threatening. It wasn't no threat.
Well, yeah, they released him.
He didn't play. He didn't play.
And then he go to UCLA and make less money than what he was getting. So
Kobe, I'm gonna be honest with you. That probably ain't coming from the kid. That's coming from the people around the kid. That's coming from his circle. That's coming from whoever is representing him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
See, people, that's the problem where the people keep talking about the NIL and this and that. It ain't the NIL. It ain't the NIL. It's the people that's in the NIL that's telling these kids the wrong shit.
Bad representation.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's bad representation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Instead of saying, look here, little young. Last time I checked, you was playing this game 3 years ago when you was a sophomore in high school for free. You making more money right now, and you ain't won a SEC championship. You ain't won 10 games. Well, yeah, they did win 10 games. Tennessee won 10 games. Well,
they had a great year. That's the reason why he asked for that bread.
Right. They did do that. I ain't gonna lie, he did do that. But my point is, he ain't did what my boy. Shout out to my boy, my former teammate, offensive coordinator for the Baltimore Ravens, my man T. Martin.
Yeah.
He ain't did what T. Martin did. The last time I checked, there's only one quarterback that has brought a national championship to Tennessee.
Yeah.
Okay, then. Next topic.
Yeah. And before we move on, I think if they put first, I think you need to honor contracts. So if you got a contract, you got to honor it. If your deal is for 2 years, you got to honor that 2-year deal. But for some folks, like the example that you gave your first year in college when you almost came to blows with your coach for not playing you, and you wanted the top kickoff returners and DBs and all of D1 AA and 1A. You know what I mean? So, and somebody like me, when I was in the situation, what stopped me from transferring was the regulations. So right. I think if there was, okay, you have these rules in place, but if you can submit something and showing that you have a good reason for wanting to leave one school to go to another, and it goes through a review panel or whatever the case may be, and you get approved, then you can move on to another school instead of just.
And that's what I'm saying. And it won't be no penalty.
Yeah.
And it won't be, but you see what I said though, right? Mm-hmm. So I said the first time you jump in the transfer portal, it's no penalty.
Yeah.
But we can't have somebody jumping in the transfer portal 4 straight years, bro. Like come on, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then two, like I said, well, maybe you do. Maybe you can jump in the transfer portal 4 times. It's just after your second time, you got to sit out.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
So, I look at it like that. But I think some of the rules is crazy. Now you can go to junior college, play 2 years, and then go and have 4 years left. So you telling me I'm an 18-year-old high school student coming out of high school and I'm playing against a 26, 25-year-old man?
That's what happened. I think was it Houston? I think they said that team was had an average age that was older than the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Yeah. Yeah. but that wasn't, I don't think that's because of the JUCO aspect of things, right? Because they just came out with that rule. I think that's because a lot of those kids are 4-year kids and 5-year and COVID year kids. You got to remember, we still this is that last crop. This last senior year here, that is the last bit of those COVID people where they got that extra COVID year and things like that.
Yeah.
So, because I got a couple clients that kids that I train or whatever, this up and coming year will be their senior years, and they were the COVID babies that came out that COVID year and things like that or whatever. So we still got kids that still getting extra years because of the COVID.
Yeah. Absolutely. Shoot, man, and changing speeds a little bit. We got basketball going on right now, NBA playoffs.
Oh man, I'm watching it as we speak. I'm watching it as we speak. The Celtics in Orlando for sure. Yeah. I'm watching it as we speak.
Cause we had some blowouts, but then it's been a few series, man, that's been, hey, it's been a joy to watch. It kind of took you back to that physical grind out play that we used to see in the 90s, and neither team is getting 100 points. They went in the 90s and
80s,
yeah. So what's your thoughts so far in the
man, my favorite series to watch is the New York Knicks and
Detroit Pistons.
Detroit, man.
Yeah,
they be doing that, and shout out to Detroit, man. With 6 minutes to go, up 10 in the fourth quarter, up 8. Man, they had a chance to win the first game. You know, so shout out to them, man, and that team, man. They doing well, man, and they balling. I love that series. What other series? Golden State in Houston. Houston, they pretty much kept it down, kept the scoring down. You know, Golden State coming there averaging 100 and some points a game. They going crazy. They keep the scoring down. The next thing you know, come on, Jalen Green.
Yeah,
you can't. And then him and what's the point guard? Not Fitzpatrick. That's a football player, but
the one came from Toronto.
Yeah, came from Toronto. But you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But they shot something like 7 for 34 or something. Your two best players can't do that, especially Jalen Green. I think Jalen Green only had 7 points. Now, if I'm gonna get on Jason Tatum about the playoff, I gotta hold him accountable too. Now, come on, Slim. Come on, Slim. You got to come a little. You come on, man. You got to get some buckets, bro. So yeah, I like that series. What about you? What about you? What series you like?
I like. I think my number one favorite series. I think I agree with you. Is that New York Detroit series? I actually picked Detroit to win the series.
Nice.
But we'll see. Cade Cunningham, man, he the truth, the whole truth.
I don't. Something about me. I don't like his game.
Man, he smooth with. He nice. He's 6 foot.
I don't like. I know. I just don't like. I don't like his game at all. I get
he a rough and tumble dude. He not soft at all.
I ain't saying nothing about Saul. I'm not saying anything about Saul. But he wasn't smooth. He wasn't smooth in that first game, and he had them 4 back-to-back turnovers.
He wasn't. But that this is his first in NBA playoffs.
Hey, Cole, don't do that.
You have to at least consider that.
Yeah, that's why I said I'm not knocking the gentleman, but what I'm saying is I'm not going to use that as a crutch too. I'm not that guy. That shit go for other people. How Coach this is how I judge you.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
like we go. That's like your teacher back in the day when my teacher. I would tell my teacher, "Damn, I'm getting all B's on my practice quiz, A's, but when I get to the real test, I'm getting a D plus."
Yeah.
Well, I said, "Well, damn, I'm doing my practice quiz." She said, "Omar, those is practice quiz."
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Practice. You hear me?
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
said, "Those are 2 points.
Yeah.
The real test is 25% of your grade." So it don't matter. That's what I'm saying. I'm not looking at what you do during the regular season. I'm looking at what you're doing at your biggest stage possible.
Yeah.
And I know it's his first game. I'm not saying, oh man, no, I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is he can't have four back-to-back turnovers.
Yeah, yeah. Oh no, you
Yeah.
absolutely right.
Okay.
And the only reason why I gave him that out in game one is because it was his first
Yep.
NBA playoff series. And it's
Yep.
kind of like when you first get in the league as a rookie, you got to get used to the speed, the
100%.
pace of the game, and then going into the playoffs first time, the speed and the pace and the physicality is completely different. So to me, what it looked like to me is he needed to get that one game under his belt and see, okay, this is how the playoff. This is how the
playoff he came back second
game 2 and boogie.
Boogie. That's it. I just don't like his game. That's all. It don't matter. It's gonna take a he just be a little bit too nonchalant for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and I get it, smooth, whatever. Excuse me, he reminds me a lot of a right-handed Jalen Rose, point guard, smooth. But Jalen Rose used to get a little dirty sometimes, show a little emotion. Strap up, play D. Or whatever. So,
I want you to watch him a little bit more because he get dirty.
I know he be going at it with certain people, whatever the case may be. For sure.
Especially with Jalen Green, that go back to AAU circuit in high school.
Yeah, I already know. I already watched the whole story on.
Yeah. I'm also like, even though the Bucks is getting blasted, I'm loving that series. I'm loving the competition. I'm loving the physicality. I'm loving the trash talking back and forth. It's two teams that don't like each other. Yeah. And I
don't know why are they going so hard on it? Like, balls, they talking crazy to each other.
Yeah.
I'm like, what happened?
So from what I understand, it all started in last year's playoff. Okay. Because Indiana knocked Milwaukee out the playoffs last year. Yep. And it was one game in particular where Halliburton hit the game-winning shot and did the game time in Dame's face. So ever since then, it's like Dame hate the man's guts. But for some reason, a lot of people hate Halliburton's guts. For some reason, but hey, he gets it done. I mean, I know the optics of him is like, man, come on, man. This dude, man, I can't. This dude ain't him. But when you watch him, he do everything that you need him to do to win a ball game. If you need him to score big buckets, he will. If you need him to get 10, 15 plus assists, he will. He competes on the defensive end. And then he not no sucker. He gets in your face. I don't care who it is. He'll tell you. He'll do something and then tell you what he just did. He's not backing down from anybody. And I just think, I just think people don't like the way he look. I think they don't like his face. So
they think he's a pretty boy. They think he's a pretty boy. They think he's soft.
Yeah, but he far from that. Even, even I had to raise my eyebrow. I don't know if you saw this on Gale's Arena when they had the OG Tim Hardaway on there.
Yeah.
And he went out his way to say, man, I wish I can play today and play against Halliburton because I will fuck him up. Like,
did you hear Halliburton's response?
No, I didn't. That's what he say.
Oh, no, I don't want to put that out here on the No Cap Sports Show podcast. but basically it's the reason why he
Oh,
feels
Eddie
certain.
Jones.
There you go.
Yeah.
Eddie Jones. Eddie Jones is his Halliburton's what?
Uncle or something? Or
Uncle.
cousin?
And I guess his uncle was used to move around a little bit, and he said that's the real reason why you don't want, you know what I'm saying. He said because my uncle. He said tell the truth. He said because my uncle used to dog your ass, and my uncle used to dog such as
yeah. No say less.
Trying to clean up my image to all our no cap listeners, and trying to get the message across without getting the message across. You feel me?
Yeah.
But
and then, they just came out with a poll too that and they had him voted. It was 3 people on the list, but he was on the list of most overrated players in the NBA. So obviously the players around the league don't like him either. But I just can't. I mean, I just
hey,
listen.
Last time I
Big dog.
From state to state. What's going on, brother?
What's up, Pooh?
I just spent an hour and 15 minutes making a 15-minute drive.
Hey, look. Pooh made me take my sunglasses off. What's up, Pooh?
What's going on, baby?
Hey, man, you gotta catch up, man. We got some good topics. We talking about Halliburton. We talking about playoff recap. You know who you like, man. I know Dallas. What's the series of y'all playoff?
One and done.
Luka's my guy. I ride with the Lakers. They're gonna beat the brakes off. Lakers in 5. Ant-Man doing all that. You see him. He's doing all that taunting Cole. You saw that in game 1.
Yep.
I told my son. I said, Luka is not the dude, man. He ain't the dude that you want to do that to.
Yeah,
you can talk to everybody else.
He live for that. He lived for that.
I said, ask Devin Booker. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just gonna change. But look, man, I think that they need to end the Memphis OKC series today. 2-0. They don't need to play no more games. Memphis don't have a chance in hell. Let OKC save their bodies.
Yeah, Pooh, and I agree with you. Like, I didn't think Memphis could beat OKC anyway, but I agree with you, after 2 games just in the series, because I don't see no fight in Memphis. Like when you look at their body language, their facial expression, it's like they defeated, like they don't believe that they can beat this team at all.
It ain't even that they don't believe they can beat them, Kobe. They don't believe that they belong on the same court with them. Like they don't even have that competitive nature. It's like you watch that, you're like, damn, like on the other side, Cleveland and who Cleveland playing?
Heat, the Miami Heat.
Miami ain't got a chance against Cleveland, but at least they was fighting. You know what I'm saying? Like
one thing you're gonna get from a Miami Heat team is they gonna fight. They some dogs. They gonna go hard. They gonna play all 48 minutes.
Hey, this shit right here, like every time I be thinking Ja got the shit back and he about to make that leap into being a superstar.
Yeah.
Like, and it was prime for him too. The way he played against Dallas and catching that joint off, I was like, he had his new shoes coming out. I was like, man, Ja might, if Ja do some shit right here with OKC and shock the world, it could be his world again.
Yeah.
But he's just like, man, he out there playing like Anthony Davis and shit.
They say he already got his Airbnb booked. He got his Airbnb booked to come out here to already to Arizona. He about to be out here.
They took his superpowers from him, man. They took them guns away, man. He don't know what to do. That was it. He need to get them guns back. Just like when they took the women away from Tiger Woods. He ain't been.
I'm about to say the same thing. once they told him he couldn't hit no more Perkins waitresses, you know what I'm saying? Once they banned him from Perkins, Tiger was never the same.
Tiger ain't been the same, bro. Tiger ain't been the same. Shout out to Olivia. We smoking good tonight. Smoking good, smoking a nice Olivia.
What you got to leave a V, leave a O?
I called it the Olivia O, the Levi cut, you know. Keeping it smooth. You already know. Torpedo. Yeah.
What would y'all think about the Magic Celtic series?
No. Hold.
Oh, go ahead.
Hold up. Yeah. Well, yeah, we'll wait till we go to the recap, but I gotta get Pumi's. We got at the end. We gotta let Pumi close it with what he think about the
new NCAA
thing with the new with the school stuff. But go ahead, Pumi.
Yeah, we definitely we'll definitely close with that.
Yeah, we gotta close with Pumi with that one. Yeah, for sure. So go ahead. What you say?
He was talking about Orlando and Boston. I put an interesting little. I was at the shop, man, and niggas jumping around and saying, "Do you think Cooper Flagg can beat Paolo Banchero? Do you think that he can match what Paolo Banchero do? Can he get there, or will you think he'll be better than Paolo? I don't think he will. I think Paolo Banchero is way underrated, but he's like 27, 8 and 6. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of people getting them numbers, man.
Yeah, Paolo got a deep tool bag, bro. He got a lot of weapons, man, and it's awesome.
He gonna have to step in and play a similar type position because they similar size. You know.
Yeah.
He gonna have to play that 3-4.
Yeah.
Can he do what Paolo do?
Yeah, he more athletic than Paolo.
You think so?
Huh? Yeah.
You think so?
He more athletic.
I don't know. I thought that was a good. I said, man, I gotta hit my boys on the no cap with this one.
I think Paolo is a good person to name though, because I think if anybody, that's who he could be in the league. Paolo, that's who he could be. Yeah. I mean, he's just 17, 18 years old, so he's still developing. But I think that's a good benchmark for him to be like, okay, I can carve out a path for myself and kind of look at Paolo, see what Paolo doing.
What y'all think? Why y'all think Orlando can't get? I think they missing a couple pieces besides Paolo. It's like they need I'm trying. They got a good point guard. I like Anthony. They got a. I don't know. It's like, do they need a big man? Like, what are they missing?
Yeah, they definitely need a big man. They got some shooting. But they need some athletes around.
They need another dog, man. You cannot compete in today's NBA with just one dog. You can't do it.
Yeah, let me see what they got. Isaiah Isaac.
They got Franz Wagner, but he
Caldwell Pope.
Caldwell Pope, and I know Caldwell Pope took the money. But I know he like, man, man, my time up in Denver was so much.
Yeah, Corey Joseph, he's just a utility player, coming off the bench. Jalen Suggs had promise, he's supposed, but I think he's gonna end up just being the baby daddy following his girl in the WNBA. He
Nah, it ain't in his blood. I stamp that. Suggs, his last name Suggs, and I stamped that. Look, that young man can boogie. He was balling before he got injured. Remember, he injured right now. You know what I'm saying? He had a major injury. So
yeah, he played 35 games this year.
So that's what I'm saying. But in them 35 games, look at what I think he was having a pretty decent season. How much was he having?
He was having 16 points, 4 rebounds.
And it's only his second year in the league. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is he just got to get off of the injury bug. To that person that's listening right now, Sam Kidd.
Who was his baby brother, Kobe?
No, he don't know kids, but he dated the girl that got drafted, Haley Van Lith.
The girl that was at LSU. What you call?
Yeah, nobody. Okay, I got it.
Yeah. So it just that young man can boogie. He just gotta and shout out to him doing his thing with his people. So you know what I'm saying? Shit, he supposed to do that. If that's his girl, he supposed to support his people. So we salute that. And the WNBA, oh yeah, we salute that because I ain't doing nothing but help getting. I'm pretty sure he had some appearances, getting some bread, right?
Oh,
Top yeah. So he playing the game right. But he
got the Wagner brothers, France and Mo Wagner. So they like the second and third best players, on the team, the Wagner brothers. But you need an upgrade from them. I mean, you can keep one of them. I would keep the one that played power forward.
I think Franz the best. Franz the better of the brothers.
Yeah.
So Franz is more like a wing player.
Yeah.
Mo play like power forward / center.
You need another dog, man. All of them is complementary pieces. You got Paolo and everybody else you named is a complementary piece.
Say no more. Next topic. Unless y'all want to talk about another series.
Yeah, we're gonna go through all the series first. What you think that Clippers Nuggets series? That's one of my favorite series too. They've been bumping. That's a good brand of basketball right there.
I ain't watching it, man. I turned away from it when Kawhi had the 39.
Mm-hmm.
I turned it off, and I started watching a Netflix special. I started watching Ozark.
No,
man, so that was on me. I missed that one, so I can't really speak too much about that one.
Yeah, they've been bumping, man. That first game, the Nuggets got them by 2. I think it was 112-110. And then the second game was a 3-point game, 105-102. So this is a highly competitive, close-fought series. It could go either way. I know I picked the Clippers to win a series, but now that I've watched 2 games, man, I don't know. It could go either way. And if Kawhi Leonard got to be that hot, I mean, he was hot as fish grease. And if he that hot and you still only squeeze out a 3-point win, I don't know, man. And Harden is playing well too.
Harden is playing well, but Harden ain't exploded. But let me ask you this, Kobe. Do you remember anybody that killed like Kawhi be killing? And like, I don't want to be disrespectful and say he ain't really got a bag, you know what I'm saying? But it's just everything is so basic. Like his pull up you don't really see him creating any space any kind of crazy way. Like he ain't spinning, he ain't turning around. He just get into a spot, elevate and shoot. Like kill it.
Well, I disagree that he don't create space because he definitely gets space. His moves are fundamental textbook moves. Like he work on them. Like it's almost robotic in a sense because he don't have no wiggle to his game. He don't have no boogie to his game.
That's what I'm saying. He ain't got no wiggle, no boogie. Like it's just everything. I'm not saying he don't create space. I'm saying he ain't stepping back or he ain't pushing off. Like he creates space and just like basic. I get here, I do this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I call him a no-nonsense offensive player. He don't waste no dribbles. He don't waste no movement. He get to his spots, his high percentage spots where he know that he's going to shoot and have a 60-70% chance of making that shot every time he shoot. He get to that spot, get his space, pull up. And if you think about it, I mean, he don't have, we just say he don't have a wiggle and a boogie. He don't have a flair like a Michael Jordan, but he kind of reminds me of Jordan in a way of how efficient he is. He doesn't, he don't need all these dribbles and everything. He going to take 1-2 dribbles, 3 at the max, get to a spot, pull up, bucket, and going back. You know what I mean? So I like the way he played. I mean, it doesn't look pretty, but I like how efficient that he is on offense.
I mean, one of the best players to ever come out of Washington D.C., Kurt Bone. They say Kurt Bone, his game, he could do it all, but he said, man, you look up, Kurt Bone mess around, got 36 points in it, and all he did is back you down.
Back you down with the jump hook.
With the
Right. So
Kurt under 6 feet, he don't kill you 6'9". He back you down and hitting you with the jump hook.
So my point is, hey, who cares? Who cares?
No, I'm not. I'm not. I wasn't saying. What I was saying is, has there any bit? I don't remember anybody who was able to get it off like that.
Bernard King.
Basic way.
Bernard King from the New York Knicks. Basic. Jeff Malone from the Washington Bullets.
No, you know what? You gotta.
Jeff Malone. Back when I used to go up to Cap Center. Shout out to my mom, Ann Evans.
Yeah, you definitely got to go back to earlier era to kind of compare somebody who plays similar to Kawhi in terms of just just a textbook, no wiggle, just two.
Listen.
Like Adrian Dantley. Adrian Dantley.
Yeah, that's enough. Listen, Joe Dumars. Hey, look, I don't need to do all that. Listen. I'm a dribble 2 times to the left. I'm a elevate. I don't need to do all that. You know what I'm saying? Certain people like that. Even in football, certain people ain't got all that crossover, step, wiggle, release, receivers. Some receivers just say, look here, you can't check me. I'm going to run past you.
Yeah.
My name is Randy Moss. I don't care what you do.
Yeah.
You can line up 10 yards away. Don't matter. I'm going to run past you. Period.
And if you don't run past him and you cover him well, he going to jump over you.
It don't matter. So figure I ain't about to be doing all that. Breaking down this, that. Nah.
Yeah.
I'm 6'5", 6 foot. Listen. What Randy used to do.
Yeah.
Put that hand up. And that's it.
Yeah.
So, but that's the thing. Like you said, Poon, he had 39, and it looks so basic.
Yeah.
Shooting over people, getting and ones.
I love this game. I love everything about. I don't like. It's not that I don't like him. I hate that he can't stay healthy. You know what I'm saying? But I love everything about his game. I love how he competes offensively, defensively. I wish that he could have been healthier because I think a healthy Kawhi. I think if he'd have been healthy over the last 7-8 years, it changes the landscape of the NBA.
No question.
Yeah.
No question. Yeah, and if San Antonio Spurs would have dealt with him the right way, and wouldn't have pissed him off the way they pissed him off, then I think he would have had an appreciation a little bit for the NBA and would have been like, hey man, I'm gonna try to come back. Now it's like, oh, they want shit on me, talking about I wasn't trying to play and this and that, and they want to dog my name. Okay, this is what I'm now. This is what you're gonna get.
Yeah,
I'm gonna play when I'm healthy, when I'm all the way healthy, and I don't care what nobody says because my money is guaranteed. I'm gonna give you flashes. I'm gonna ball out. I'm gonna get my bread, and then I'm gonna play when I want to play. Since you guys wanted to question me whether or not because when he tried to come back in that San Antonio Spurs series that year, that's what made him get hurt even more.
Yeah.
When Tony Parker and them was trying to do slick comments and all that, throwing them under the bus. Shout out to Steven Jackson, my favorite NBA player besides Michael Jordan. And if you think if you need to go to the Argyle, you can check Sean Springs will tell you. That's my favorite player, man. Steven Jackson, man. That's my favorite player, man. Shout out to the Malice and Palace, baby. The Malice. Hey, look.
We went to the Palace at Outback, River Oak. We was at Outback off the after party. Say, my God.
Hey, listen. Come on, man. You gotta relax.
Kobe. Did you hear that? You gotta check the Argyles.
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 You hear me? Use that. That's the dude. That's the new word. That's the new term for that shit.
Hey, look, my wife and her friends, they be like, oh, man, you got your own language. Man, you just say whatever. I say, yeah, but the thing about it is everybody know what I'm saying. I might. Yeah, okay then. So we moving forward.
Hey, long as it's understood, it don't matter, right?
Man, listen, I ain't got. Man, I don't hear nothing that what they talking about. You already know.
Yeah.
But you already know. But nah, that's dope though.
So
man, I can't wait to see you, man. The backyard waiting for you, man. Come on, smoke one with your boy.
I'm coming with Kobe.
Yeah.
In that case, and I see y'all in 2026, man. Kobe done set me up, but that's a whole nother story. Go ahead, Kobe.
Oh my goodness. Hey, what y'all think about the Warriors Rockets series? That series should be a good series, should go the distance. It was physical, game one. They tried everything they could to try to slow Steph down, but man, hey, Steph put on the show, man. Put on the shooting expedition. He showed some toughness. He was breaking through, players trying to hit him with the forearm, trying to grab him. He just kept moving, and once he caught the ball, he let that thing fly, and it was money. Houston, I'm not gonna say they played bad because they competed, they played hard. They just didn't play well. Like some important players didn't shoot well, didn't come to play. Jalen Green is the main person.
And the point guard, what's the point guard name? Poom, I know Poom.
Van Fleet.
Van Fleet got to come on through now. Van Fleet.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
But I think the biggest thing with Houston, I think Houston they got to that. They're in the number 2 or 3 seed.
2 seed.
Right? Yeah. So I think they get that number 2 because they're so young, and I think that that long ground in the NBA season benefits young bodies. You know what I'm saying?
I just said that the other day to my pops. I was like, because he high on Houston, and I was like, teams like that, they win so many games in the regular season because their team is full of youth. And they got the legs to withstand that 82-game grind. And when those veteran teams take breaks and they load manage, they going through it. Yeah.
Right. So but when you watch them play,
I don't agree with that.
I think they competed their ass off, but they don't have that like. A lot has been said about all these coaches like getting fired and shit. All these different teams. I think the one team like that could have survived like a coach being fired this late in the season would be Golden State, because you got like Steph, Draymond, Jimmy Butler. You got all these guys that's battle tested, that's been through it, that's seen everything that the NBA and the playoffs got to show. That, you know what I'm saying? Like, even though Jimmy ain't won it, he's been to the finals, he's been to games. You know what I mean? So they've seen it. They've all been through it. And even when Houston was up, Golden State played with a calmness that was like, man, it don't matter. We're going to win this game. You know what I'm saying? And they just kept plugging and doing the things that Golden State do. And next thing you know, it went from a 6-point, they was down 6 to up 15. You know what I mean? So I don't think Houston has a chance to beat Golden State this year. You know what I'm saying? Because I still think they're too young. They got to learn how to win. You know what I'm saying? And not learn how to win in the regular season. They got to learn how to win in the playoffs. But I think if they keep this mob together, man, in 2-3 years, and I know it's hard to do in today's NBA landscape, but man, they're gonna be a problem. They're gonna be a problem.
I just think, like me and Poon, Kobe was talking a little bit, Poon, before we went on live. I just think you got it. Dang, just got his head split. Jerk, what's his name from Boston? The big tall gentleman that was hurt. Porzingis. Yeah, he just got his head split. So he got an elbow to the head. But anyway, Jason Tatum not playing?
Nah, he out. His knees, right?
Yeah. But I just think your 2 players, I just think so it goes with Kobe, he got an elbow to the head. So it goes with what Kobe said earlier. I think one for Jalen Green, like what Kobe said about the young man from Detroit, because I told him the Detroit, New York, that's my favorite series so far. And he said the young man, what's the point guard name, Cole?
Cade Cunningham.
Cunningham. He was like, it's his first. So I'm going to give him a little bit of a pass. It's his first game. Jalen, whatever, Green, whatever the case may be. So we'll give him a little bit of a pass. But he got to have more than 7 points. This is playoffs now.
Yeah.
Playoffs. We can't because even if you losing, if you putting out buckets, then it is what it is. You can't have 7 points. Come on, man.
Yeah. I
Come
think
on, man.
I think I heard that even leading into the playoffs, his last several games, he was under double figures. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on with him, but he definitely needs to step up if Houston gonna have a chance to.
Take that fingernail polish off your nails.
Facts.
Get back to that old school. Let them stay out. Get away from Wingstop. Stop eating them what we get Poom with them chicken strip. Them Old Bay Louisiana rub chicken strip. Shout out to Wingstop. We looking for sponsors.
Yeah,
And get away from them Louisiana rubs, man, and get you some salads or something, because you can't have no 7 points a night. Now, if you now we gave you and it was at home.
Yeah.
Tell Drea, look, you can't come. I ain't look, stay away from Drea, your girl, baby mother. I got to go to work. But this is what you judged off, Poom. That's what I was telling Cole. It's like, man, the youngest they can, you can have a great regular season, but even when, I ain't just saying it because he my favorite player, Mike, when Mike was losing in the playoffs, he still was going crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They was losing, but he still was going crazy. You know what I mean? So my thing is, like, this is what to the youngins out there, all the youngins. Listen, when you are on the biggest stage, that is when you are judged the most.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? People want to see how you win or lose.
Yeah,
you know,
that's what builds your legend.
There you go.
The playoffs build your legend. Like, and we look at like current day, like Luka. Even though they was losing to the Clippers, them first 2 years he was in the playoffs,
he was going crazy.
He was boogieing against Kawhi, Paul George, and all them guys made his legend bigger. You know what I'm saying? Because people like, damn, they lost, but he was busting the 3 best defenders in the NBA ad. You know what I'm saying? So you want that, you know what I'm saying? But then you also got to say, man, that shit's special for a motherfucker to be 19, 20 years old partying like that in the playoffs, man. Like, so I ain't gonna hold it against him too much because it's his first go round in the playoffs. I'm gonna let you. I know you wet behind the ears and shit. I want more than 6 points.
Nah, I ain't gonna.
You gotta learn.
Yeah.
I'm judging them. I'm judging them because I ain't no. They judge the people before that, and then you talking about them 82 games back in the day when people played 82 games. They ain't win. Well, no, okay. Well, the youngins is playing. Nah. I don't agree with that. Nah. 82 games you play. Hey, look, it's playoff time. It's time to get busy. Let's go to work. Period.
Yeah, but
I get you. But what I'm saying is, it's a different time. Back then, Jalen Green been in the league how many years? What, 3 years, right? He came out, the man probably 20, 21 years old, man. It wasn't no whole lot of 20, 21-year-olds leading no franchise in the 80s or the 90s. Like, it wasn't.
So what? Stop putting. So what? You've been in the league 3 years.
I hear you.
Ain't about no age.
It is.
Can't be your age limit. We can't say, okay, we letting the high school.
It's still a factor,
Nah.
I'm saying he got to learn.
You're in the league. Right.
Yeah.
You're right. And that's what I'm saying. You're right. He do got to learn. This is his first playoff experience. I think his first was this is second. This is their first year going to the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
Right. So what? You don't have 7 points.
I said it's tough with the 7. It's tough to defend the 7.
Why are you trying to defend it?
No, I'm saying I'm gonna give the young man a cushion to learn. Like, this is your first go right.
A cushion would be 12 points, not 7.
Yeah.
Nothing that you can say about that.
We'll see.
So I'm looking at his last 4 games dating back to April 9th. So obviously the last game he had 7. The game before that against Denver, he had 2 points, and he was 0 for 7 against the Nuggets.
Come
The
on,
game
bro.
before that, he had 7 points against the Lakers. He went 3 for 10. And the game before that, he had 5 points against the
Let the
Clippers.
chicken strips go. The
That's for sure.
Louisiana rubs and the Cajun fries. You got to let them go.
My only question would be how many minutes did he play, Cole? Because remember, at the end of the year, they was winding down. You know what I'm saying? They ain't had
Yeah.
shit to play for.
No, he didn't. He didn't play big minutes, so that's fair. So aside from the last game against the Golden State Warriors, which you played 31 minutes and scored 7, he played 21 minutes against the Denver Nuggets. He had 2. He played 15 minutes against the Lakers. He had 7, and he played 15 minutes against the Clippers and had 5. But what I'm looking at is his shooting percentage. Even though he didn't play big minutes, you know, he was 2 for 7, 3 for 10, 0 for 7, 3 for 15.
Yeah, no, he got to do better, no question.
Yeah, but look, they keep that team together. Houston and OKC, we're gonna be seeing them for years to come. Them two teams, because I just saw today with Oklahoma City, their team, all of them are under contract for the next couple years. And OKC got 2 first-round draft picks this year, and they got plenty more first rounds in the future, and they got a lot more second round. They cheating. They got the cheat code.
Well, that's because they get when they gave up that for that what was it?
George.
George.
Yeah. The Clippers gave him a lot, right?
They gave him Shea Gilgeous-Alexander and 5 first-round draft picks.
Yeah.
That got to be the worst trade in history right now.
Worse.
Almost worse.
And one thing Doc Rivers did right in recent years was he went to the front office and he went to Kawhi. Said, look, man, this dude SGA is gonna be something. He gonna be him. And then Kawhi was like, nah, man, give me Paul George, or you don't get me. So he kind of handcuffed them. But Doc Rivers saw it early on that SGA was gonna be that guy.
SGA he got drafted to
The
Clippers.
The Clippers.
Yeah.
Can you imagine him right now in LA? With that market behind him in that brand new arena? Man, I know that owner is biting his hand. Man, I know he won.
But you know, he the king where he at. He playing in the city where he from. I mean, no, he not. My bad.
He ain't from Oklahoma.
No, he from Toronto. He from Toronto.
What? Where he from? That boy from Toronto.
Yeah. But
shout out to all my Canadian friends and family watching the show. Oh, Canada.
Yeah. So the last series we talk about before we move on to some football is the Timberwolves and Lakers. What you guys see in that series so far after 2 games?
Go ahead, Paul.
Lakers in 5.
Yeah, you sound like your brother when I was sitting right here with him on that Saturday night. He was sick, Cole. Boom. He couldn't say nothing. I'm up moving around, asking him to do it. He was sick. He sat right there in that chair, didn't move. He was sick.
Hey, look, like I tell people, they had to lose 1 game because we said Lakers in 5, not Lakers in 4. So, hey, look. But that's a highly competitive game as well. I don't know, man. I kind of thought it would be Lakers in 5 at the most 6, but this series look like it may go the distance from.
I think it's going to go 7. It's going to go 7.
Based on what I seen in the first 2 games, I mean, even last night's game, you know, even the Lakers jumped out to a big lead. They was up 20 plus or whatever, and pretty much held a double-figure lead the entire game. But the amount of energy that it took for them to do that, and old man LeBron, you know, he had to turn the clock back. He put forth a hell of an effort on the defensive end the entire game. But it's going to take some better play from the role players, from the others, for the Lakers to get through this series without having to go the distance, because they definitely going to need some extra scoring besides Luka. And LeBron hasn't really had a big offensive game yet either. I know last game he had 21. had some rebounds and some assists, but you kind of looking for him to be 25 to 30 along with Luka. Luka at 30 plus. So
what did Bronny get in the game?
He got in the game one, not game two.
Okay.
One of the things that give me a little slight pause on it, right? I think Minnesota, they shot the ball really well in game one. I was like, man, it's gonna be hard for them to shoot the ball.
Yeah,
well.
You can't sustain that type of shooting.
Not at all. Yeah, that's what. Shout out to Tim on that. Tim, that's the first thing Tim said. Tim, big bro, said, man, they ain't gonna be able to shoot like this every game.
Unless it's me. Right. I shot like that every game.
There was one thing in game one that kind of bothered me though, man. Like I haven't watched Luka with Dallas. One of the things that I was never a huge Kyrie fan, but one of the things I did take my hat off to him about was he had the ability like to put his ego to the side a little bit when Luka was going off, and he would just keep feeding him, and he never took like, all right, you going off, now I need to go. You know what I'm saying? And I think LeBron kind of took that in game one. Like Luka was killing, and it was like a 4-point game. You know what I'm saying? And then LeBron kind of like, man, I got to get me some too. You know what I mean? Instead of saying, man, if you killing, go ahead kill. Like we in this game, I'll find a way to get mine. You know what I'm saying? So I hope that was just like an anomaly, and that ain't where it's at. You know what I'm saying? That he ain't at the level where he can put his ego to the side and say, shit, today just ain't gonna beat me. If I gotta score 8 points, I'll score 8. But this motherfucker about to go for 55, and if 55 doesn't win,
if he's smart, he'll let him do what he need to do and save his energy for that fourth quarter. And save his energy and get his buckets easy. You know what I'm saying? Let Luka work and do all, not all, but you know what I mean. And because one thing Luka, we all know he gonna pass. It ain't like he's selfish, so he gonna pass. But definitely he got to be like, man, look, if they want, especially it's just with the Lakers, people talking about championship and going to the Western Conference Final. He ain't gonna. That's part of the reason why he there. Yeah. Right. So, feed let the young boy boogie.
Yeah, I mean, I really don't see any ego. I think since day one, when Luka arrived in LA, I think that LeBron made it clear that be yourself. You the 25-year-old superstar. I'm gonna take a step back, and I think he's been doing that all regular season. And even in the playoffs, sometimes I think he does it a little too much. You know what I mean? I think, he gets content and he stands over in that corner while Luka at the top of the key playing with the ball, boogieing and step back three or get into the lane and do his little shots. Or if he don't have a shot, he'll kick it out. I don't like Luka. Okay, it's your turn. All right, now second quarter here. Hey, LeBron, get the ball now. It's your turn. I don't like the swapping of when they take over. I think it need to be in tandem. I don't think it should be one. Okay, first quarter you do it, second quarter I do it. You need to be attacking together. Like when LeBron have his opportunities, especially in transition, I think he need to be in attack mode. And I don't think he need to be, just standing and it just seems like the whole offense gets stagnant and they stand there and they watch Luka put on the show. But I think everybody needs to start getting involved in the offense, because in the regular season when we start seeing them click, that was happening as everybody was involved. Everybody was involved in the offense, touching the ball, getting shots, stuff like that, and not just standing around. So if they're going to win this series, I think that's what's going to have to happen, because especially the role players, they got to get involved and get that confidence up. Make sure like Dorian Finney-Smith, he getting some touches, getting his 3-ball up. My man came from the Miami Heat, the guard, make sure he get his threes up. I'm not worried about Reeves. He going to shoot that joint anyway. I don't care who on the court. He going to get his shots up. But those role players, they have to be involved, because you're going to need their help if you want to.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I said like it might work against Minnesota, but it's gonna be tough for them to beat up as they move forward and play, because it got to be some other people besides Luka and LeBron. So they got to get some points. You know, Austin Reeves, Bronny, you know, James, maybe he can come in and get some buckets for him. You know what I mean? Somebody gonna have to get some points. Why y'all laugh?
Cause you,
Why y'all laugh? Y'all said he was killed. Man,
because you a petty dude, man. Cause you petty as shit.
Hey, the man going. He getting some point. He got to be able to. They got to get scoring from somewhere. Why not go to the MVP of the G League or one of the top scorers in the G League? See if he can come in and give you some buckets. You know what I'm saying? You got to get scoring from somewhere.
But look, you going down the right path. Not about not about Bronny though, but they do need to be playing connect. He need to get minutes. He's sitting at the end of the bench right next to Bronny, but Connect can really shoot the ball. He can really score the ball. And I think he will give him a spark off the bench and JJ Redick just play him. Put him in there for 10 minutes, see if his shot on, see if he give you a spark. If it is, you keep riding with him. If not, then you take him out and put somebody else in. But you got to give your man Connect some time on the court.
He not getting no time.
Even when he got scrub minutes in game 1, he came in there and was firing right away. Bucket.
No,
like
about it.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe defensively is where that's keeping them off the floor, but offensively, they need him.
I don't know why JJ Redick got a problem with defense, because it wasn't like he was a defensive specialist.
I guess it's different when you coach it.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, but let's change speed, man. Let's get into this football, man. We got the 2025 NFL draft coming up. In less than 24 hours.
Yeah.
So I want to get your guys' opinion first of who you think would be the top 10 picks in the NFL draft.
Well, I can't give you the top 10. I don't know in any particular order, but I'm gonna say it like this. I like obviously the young man from University of Miami.
You think
I think he is already looking for houses in Nashville.
Wow.
And they would be crazy not to take him number 1.
Crazy.
I like him. Now, this is where the draft get interesting after that.
Mm-hmm.
I like Cleveland got number 2 pick, correct?
Yep.
And that's when you got to go. I think, man, getting after that passer, man, if you can get that young boy and put that young boy opposite that monster that just signed for them forward.
Hey, look, I told my brother the exact same thing today. The exact same thing.
Hey, listen.
Said, man, you ain't no reason to go for offense with Cleveland. You too far behind on offense.
Yeah.
But you can get a dominant defense, dog. Good God Almighty.
And their defense already be balling.
They be balling already.
Whatever in the league.
Yeah, they just top 3, top 5 every year.
Man, why not? Man, look, make it a defensive. Man, our team is predicated on defense.
Yeah.
Like,
so who you like for Cleveland?
I like the young man from Penn State.
Penn State, yeah, he's nice.
I like him. I like obviously Travis Hunter.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Obviously, it's gonna be a tackle. I like the young man from LSU. Okay.
Yep.
Then I like see this is when the draft get tricky, man.
What about the running back?
I about to say Genty.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But you know what I think is gonna happen? Yeah, I think in that top from that 3 to about 8, I think somebody gonna throw the bag at somebody and try to move up and get a player. You know, I truly believe that. So yeah, I don't got a top 10, but I like those. Those are some players that I like. I like Shedeur. getting drafted to one of these teams, but I do not think he's going to be successful in the National Football League unless he goes to the right team.
Wow. Okay.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I think it's going. I don't think he's going to come. When what I mean by successful, I'm talking about his rookie year. I don't think he's going to come in and do and go crazy like a C.J. Stroud did his rookie year, or definitely like a Jaden Daniels did for the Washington Commanders.
Yeah.
I don't see that at all.
Do you think a better situation for him to be like get drafted by the Steelers and they also get Aaron Rodgers and play a year behind A. Rodgers?
I truly, if I'm Shador, I would love that, you know. But I just think with their personality and with that last name, that ain't happening. So
yeah, I don't think he would. I don't think he would thrive in that situation.
Yeah, you know. So it is what it is. But that's just my take. Go ahead, Poon. Cole.
I'm with you on all of them except Shador. I've never been big on Shador. I think he's a good quarterback, right? I think he's a good quarterback. I don't think he's gonna change your franchise.
I just said that, so you agree with me. I'm with you with that.
No. What I'm just saying is as a top 5. Like I just don't. You know,
no, I don't think he's gonna go top 5. I think he's gonna be in that.
Okay.
No, definitely don't think he's gonna be in the top 5. But I think he might fall to that 8th spot to the Saints.
So I think that he goes. If he don't go number 9 to New Orleans,
it's number 9. My bad.
If he don't go 9 to New Orleans, he gonna go to and nobody between 9 and 21 need a quarterback. So next time he can get picked is Pittsburgh. And if Pittsburgh don't love him, I'll see you tomorrow night, man, and get your name called, buddy. Because
he gonna go first. He gonna go first round. Deion Sanders be done pay somebody for that man to go first round.
But again, so my thing with him has always been like from your quarterback, and again, I'm an offensive lineman, so I take this shit kind of personally. Like your quarterback got to be a leader of men. Like he got to be a leader of men.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But you ain't say that with the Tennessee kid.
Well, what Tennessee kid?
Okay. Now your quarterback got to be a leader of men.
But
when we was having that discussion last week, you was like, man,
we had discussion last week. I said if it was during the bowl week, that's something different. In spring ball, I got your back 1,000%.
But a leader of men is a leader of men at all times, brother.
Okay, so
it ain't just about the bowl game. A leader of men is a leader of men. It's how you walk, how you carry yourself, how you talk, how you show up for me. It don't matter whether it's spring ball or whatever.
But you acting like you can't handle business as well. It's a business part of it too.
100%.
It's a business part of it, right? So you can still be a leader, and it's still that business part. My problem with Shador is he doesn't when he plays bad. He says like, man, my offensive line not blocking for me. None of them offensive linemen in the interview saying, well, I mean, I held my block for 3.5 seconds, but Shador don't throw the fucking ball. He hold the ball too long. You know what I'm saying?
Is he trying to throw the ball to Travis Hunt?
Right. So I'm just saying that shit you say with kids. I think if you say that shit in the media with grown men, you're gonna have a real fucking problem with your hands. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the problem ain't gonna be just from your offensive line. The problem gonna be from your teammates. Like, because that's as a quarterback, that ain't shit that people respect.
That's
people
right.
Respect you pointing the finger.
Carson Palmer used to get his head knocked off.
You know what I'm saying?
Cincinnati Bengals. They be like, Carson, man, your old line. He be like, nah, I just missed my read on that. Or I did that. That's one thing I always respected about Carson Palmer. He never complained about his offensive line. He never threw his offensive line under it. And we all know Cincinnati is the worst offensive line in all of college football.
they were, you know what I'm saying? They much better now.
No, they ain't. They're terrible.
But so I like Cam at 1. I'm with. Everybody saying Travis Hunter at 2, but I like the idea of Abdul Carter going on the other side of Myles Garrett. Like, I love that. But then, even still, if he go to the Giants D line was sick this year.
Yeah,
They'll be crazy with him too. But let me ask you this: this Travis Hunter saying that if I don't play both ways, I'm stepping away from football. Do you think that? I mean, it's insane to say, but do you think that will have any bearing on where he goes?
With me it would. I'd be like, well, you can go since you like to fish so much, you can go to the Fishing Bass channel, and you can go. What's that big fishing shop they got?
Bass Pro Shop.
You can go to Bass Pro Shop, start doing NILs with them, or go outside. I don't care who it is. You ain't gonna tell me. You're not gonna tell. Listen, you're not gonna tell me as a general manager, president of football operations. You're not gonna tell me, hey, well, if I'm not, you look here, young man. No, Travis Hunter is a monster. He is an awesome athlete. To be honest with you, me and my big brother, shout out to Sean Springs, we argued for that when he was out here. We were training, when I was training little nephew for the last 3 weeks. Every day we talked about it. Because I personally feel like he's a better defensive back than he is wide receiver. I don't feel like he don't run. And Steve Smith said it best. Man, them routes he running and man, that ain't working. You got to run. You got to, unless you just, like we said, Randy Moss or somebody that can just say, look, I'm gonna do this and run. And I don't think he has that. So I think to me that would make me be a little skeptical of taking him. But once again, he is a awesome talent. And so I'm with you with that. But yeah, Puma, if you asking me, Omar, and if I'm a general manager, I'm like, well, no, I'm not going to take him. I'll take Akil Carter with the number 2 pick. Unless
So my other contention is, I believe that, like, you were able to do that in college.
Mm-hmm.
One, I think the difference in the pros is you're playing against that player who you saw once every 3 weeks. Everybody got him. You know what I'm saying? There's 2 of them on every team in the league. You know what I'm saying?
At least 2. At least
2. But the bigger problem for me, is you cannot be in 2 places at the same time. You know what I'm saying? And I cannot be in a receiver meeting and a defensive back meeting. And it's too much information. Like, it's too much information.
Shout out to all the youngins that don't understand when you're talking about professional sports. You come in the building at 7 a.m. You leave around 4, but you're only on the practice field for an hour and a half. So that lets you know how much meetings you are in.
and that's what I'm saying. Like, who's going to give him the extra 5 hours in meetings? You know what I'm saying? Who's going to do that for him? Who's going to watch that tape with him? Because as a defensive back, I got you. I think you're a first-round guy, right? I think you're a first-round defensive back. But if it was just Travis Hunter, the receiver, are we talking about him as a top 5, top 10 receiver? He's not at all. Top 5, top 10.
Well, I will say on all the so-called experts, they got him number 1 for receivers and number 1 for DBs.
Well, that's because the so-called experts sometimes don't know what they're talking about. Mel Kiper.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Mel Kiper.
Who is his like? Who's his comp as an NFL receiver?
Well, they got the boy from Arizona. I like him going. He gonna go.
No. I was saying, who is his NFL comp? Like, as a receiver, who do you see him like? Like, he
like right now, or the potential to be.
No, I'm saying, like, what do you think? Like, his comp, like, he's comparable to who as an NFL receiver? What do you think Travis Hunter as an NFL receiver is going to be? He ain't going to be like. Do you think he could be Devontae Smith? I don't think he can be Devontae Smith.
That was the first name popped in my head, but Devontae, a much better receiver, even coming out of college than he is. It's not even close.
Yeah, we don't even need to waste our time talking about that.
That's what I'm saying. So who are we? What are we talking about? Like, so I don't know. I just don't think that he's a I think he's somebody you can give a package to on offense, but I don't see him being that type of offensive talent where you're going to upset and change.
Yeah,
huh?
call it the orange package.
Yeah, whatever. I'll bring him in, but I just can't see him affecting the way we do business every day. We're not going to change our entire meeting schedule around and our entire day around for him. You know what I'm saying? Because he ain't now. If you was going to be Jamar Chase on offense, you know what I'm saying, and then you gonna come over and be Patrick Surtain on defense, man, we're gonna have offensive meetings in the morning, defensive meetings in the afternoon. You know what I'm saying? Like, offense be here an hour early, defense we stay an hour late. You know what I'm saying? For that type of talent. But I think he's a talented guy, a special, one of a kind, no question. But I don't think he can play 90 snaps in the NFL. I think that's insane to believe that.
Yeah, absolutely. So what y'all think about this? I think it was Louis Riddick who said this. He said if he was a team, whoever drafted him, that he would have him with the receivers, you know, getting acclimated with the offense and with the and being a receiver, because he think that he's already ready right now to plug in that corner. Like he wouldn't need all that preparation.
Right. Well, and that's the good thing about it, Cole. That's a great point. So at the end of the day, it's so much more information you got to learn, and Pumi can attest to this on the offensive side, right? So I think he would have to be. I think it's more about him. I think when you draft him, put him at receiver, because naturally we can put him in. We can let him be that nickel down corner to come in and say, hey, we running cover 0 or we doing cover 1. You know, we doing man to man. You know what I mean? That's just checking your man, right? So, excuse me, I think that's how they should do it, and I think that's what they're going to do. I think they're going to put them in the receiver room, let them learn that offensive system, because a lot of people don't understand. For all the young guys is watching the show, and for all our listeners and viewers, you don't understand. A lot of stuff is on the fly, and Pumi will tell you this. And, you know, the ball might be snapped and you got a corner route. Well, depending on what the defense is, and now your corner route done went from a curve to a corner to a curve, right? But that's on the go, right? That's on the go. That's not pre-snap read. That's literally when the ball is snapped, right? So I think it's better for him to go into the offensive room, learn about the offense, and then in defense, throw him in for the packages. Hey, let him come in and be that nickel down corner, because you know you nowadays with the way the league is, you playing with 5 corners anyway.
You are, but I guess my only thing is when you start coming to packages, you know what I'm saying? Like if no different if he came in on an offensive package, y'all gonna watch all the film, y'all gonna know, like, you know, routes pretty much what he gonna do. You know what I'm saying? When we had the package for O, we knew O did this.
Wait a minute, hold up. See, can you repeat that for all our listeners and viewers? When you had the package for O?
We had the package for O just did this. But
for all our listeners and viewers, he talking about O-Dog. We had the O-Dog package period. Yeah. So, Travis Hunter ain't the only one to play offense and defense in college.
So if I'm just saying offensively, if y'all bring him in defensively, and we know every time he come in is automatic man, you know what I'm saying? You don't think that puts the defense at a slight disadvantage?
Yeah, but like I used to tell my defensive guys, and they knew it was man to man, earn your check. Excuse my language to all our listeners and viewers, but F all that. Earn your check. No, it's our time, right? So, but what I'm saying, and you 1,000% right, Pumi. But what I'm saying is, it's a lot easier for a defensive coordinator to throw Travis in there and have another corner that can cover, right? Than for me to throw him in on the offensive side. You see what I'm saying?
No. I think whatever it's gonna be is gonna be packaged. But I know that.
And on defense, this ain't no package for him. This is the call. Yeah. Right? Yeah. So it's not like it's a package. Like on offense, you can have a certain package. No, on defense, this is our call, and this is what this is what we do.
But
Yeah.
I would say that, wherever he's spending the most of his time,
Right. Who you like, Cole? Cole, who you like? You talking about me and Poon? We talking about who we like, who you like.
I like Cam Ward going first.
Okay.
I believe Travis Hunter should go second to Cleveland. When you're a team like Cleveland that need a little bit of everything, why not go for a 2-for-1? Somebody that may be dynamic offensively and defensively. You know what I mean? So it's worth a shot. But I think he's going to be a heck of a player either way it go, whether he's just dedicated to defense and a couple plays here on offense, or if they let him, do a little bit more than that, I think he's going to do well. Abdul Carter, definitely a top 3 pick. I think who's that? I think that's the Giants. I think he'll go there. He'll be a superstar at the Giants. That's a great place for him. I think he built for that.
And that's right down the street from his hometown, from Philly.
Yep, absolutely. I think New England already said they looking for some guys to protect the quarterback, somebody to fill their needs on the line.
I think that's when they're gonna get that one of those tackles from either LSU.
Yeah, gotta go LSU. Gotta go with Big Will Campbell. You gotta go with him. I think he the best in the business in terms of.
Whom you don't like him? Whom you don't like him?
I like him. I like him, but
what other offensive tackle?
No.
You like the boy from Missouri better?
Not that I like him better. It's when you start getting up into them, and I guess there ain't nobody better. You know what I'm saying? I just saw that man have some rough days at the office for a number 4.
Everybody got rough days at the office.
Yeah, everybody do. But usually when you talking about them top 4, top 5 tackles, 100%. They rough days few and far between. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Cole. Who else you like?
I think Jacksonville gonna go running back. They're gonna go with Genty. San Francisco, I don't know what direction they gonna go in. They could go defense or they could go offensive line. I'm not sure, but in one of those picks, I kind of like the offensive lineman from the Jets. I mean, not the Jets, from Missouri. That the Jets want. They say he's supposed to be something. The boy, the lineman from Texas, Banks.
Yep.
I got him probably going to Miami. And then rounding off 10, I like the tight end from Penn State.
Nobody said anything about the D lineman from the rush in from Georgia.
So
I know they got him in anywhere between 10 to 15.
So according to the mock draft, the number 1 D lineman that's going to be taken is going to be taking 6, and he's the D lineman from Michigan. Yeah.
Oh, he can boogie. The D tackle.
Well, they got him listed as a D lineman.
Okay.
Yeah. He's 6.
What's his last name? Mason?
Mason Graham, yeah.
Shout out to my boy Lou Esposito. I love you, big bro. D line, offensive lineman. He played O line when I played with him in prep school, but he is the D line coach for University of Michigan. He got them boys balling, man. So shout out to Big Lou, man. Salute.
Yeah. And I like Tyler Warner, tight end from Penn State, going to Chicago. That's going to help the quarterback out a lot. He already got some weapons on the outside, but it's always good to have that safety net with a great tight end. And I think he's going to be. I mean, we saw him in college. He was a beast.
Yeah.
And
he used to that cold weather. He done played in Penn State. He used to that cold weather up there in Chicago, so he should be able to rock with that. That wouldn't mess him up at all. Yep.
So we talked about the top 10, but all the teams that we root for, that we fans of, they don't have any top 10 picks. So I want to ask you. So I want to ask you, fellas, who do you want your team to draft in the first round of the 2025 NFL draft? Go ahead, old dog. Who you want to
We need
Who you want
we
to
need
here, bro?
we need Big Poon at all. we need Kobe. We need Timber. We need Kareem Swin. We need old linemen. Period. We don't need nothing. I don't care. Now I ain't gonna lie. We do need a defensive back because I'm tired of that number 29. He got an open food truck. He giving out free fruit as much as the people be as much as he be getting cooked. He's off. Brit. We need to get rid of him and we need to let the young boy play. The young boy we got from Michigan a couple years ago in the second round. We need to let him start at the corner. But we need corner help and we need O-line help. So I hope we able to get a O-lineman. We need to protect winter is coming. You know what I'm saying? The great Joey B.
It looked like y'all projected to get an edge rusher. The guy from Texas A&M, Stewart.
Yeah, they like him too, and that's the reason why the Bengals is the Bengals. So next, go ahead, Poon.
Who you like to see the Buffalo Bills get if that's really your team?
Yeah.
I like to see another weapon man for Josh. You know what I'm saying? Another receiver, tight end. You know what I'm saying? Somebody else you can throw the ball to.
Yeah.
Who you like for your team, Baltimore? Quarterback?
Well, for imagine that.
They gonna go get Shador.
Well, if we drive Shador, he gonna be cleaning uniforms. He gonna be the towel boy or something. He ain't gonna get no burn with us. But
his dad at number 37.
Yeah.
So who you got, Cole?
So I think I like the boy from Georgia, the safety from Georgia, Malachi Starks. That's who I want.
You like him over the boy from South Carolina?
I do. I think the boy from Georgia, especially at what I think Baltimore, the 27th pick.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, he gonna be gone. He gonna be long gone by then.
Yeah, so being right there, I do like that Starks boy from Georgia. I think he's versatile. He got skills, and I think he's going to take a lot of pressure off of Kyle Hamilton. Let Kyle do what he do. And then last year, and then he's known in terms of his draft report. He's known to be a disruptor of big plays, and that's one thing that the Ravens had some issues with, giving up big plays, because number 21 over there I don't even know his name for a reason. I mean, he got burnt every single time. So you get somebody in there that can, disrupt big plays and let Kyle Hamilton do what he do and not have so many responsibilities on defense to cover up for a lack thereof in the defensive backfield. I think we'll be straight. I think we also need an edge rusher too. We need to get to the quarterback. That'll help out our secondary. I've been hearing talks about that kid from Marshall named Mike Green. I never seen him play, but
I have. He can boogie.
Yeah, his name is floating around.
Ask anybody ask them left tackles from Ohio State. They know about him.
Oh wow.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, he went crazy. He can boogie. Don't let because I know I got green on right now because of the Sprite. Everybody can see the Sprite. Get right. After a long night, you got to get a Sprite. After the app, I get it, but the young man can boogie, man. He didn't just do it in his conference, on that level, but he did it against the big time schools when they played against the big time. He showed up, and he definitely, I like his game. I think he's going to translate a lot. I think he's going to be even better when he gets into the pros, especially with that passing all the time and the way the game is changing. So, yeah, especially if he goes to the right team and get a veteran that can, take him under a wing and teach him the game. Yeah, especially. And then if he go to a place like Baltimore, they not asking him to come in and be that's the thing about it with these young men. When those top 10, top 5 picks, it's a lot of pressure on those guys. You know what I'm saying? Especially the quarterbacks and things like that, because you coming in and they expect you right away to have a major, you know what I'm saying, impact on what's going on. You know what I mean? So if he going to Baltimore already, you know, they have that tradition of as far as those rush ends, you know, that edge rusher, and I think he'll do well in Baltimore for sure.
Yeah, I hope so. So yeah, so either Green or Malachi. That's what I'm looking for. If we get somebody on the offensive end, I hope it's a lineman. You gotta protect your franchise.
I know our boy OG. I know our OG Fredo ain't here, but I would love to know who Fredo would love for the Washington Commanders. I know y'all are at home in the Washington D.C. area. Who do you think Washington should take? I know they talking about my man. Shout out to my little young and Ben. You know what I'm saying, from Notre Dame, the corner. I know they talking about Washington needs some corner help. So
so they actually projected to get that corner from Michigan, Will Johnson.
Oh, he gonna be gone way before then.
So. You think so?
Yeah. Well, Sean and I talked about it, and I went and did some research on the young man. He, you know, a lot of people forget because he didn't play this year, but he can flat out boogie, man. He is. I'm not saying he's a Patrick Surtain, but he is definitely a corner that can come in and definitely make an impact when he's come to any team. I think he'll help out any team. He can boogie. To me, he is the number one corner on the board, and that's including Travis Hunter.
Wow.
Yeah, he can boogie.
Even better than the kid from Texas.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the young from Texas at all.
Okay.
I'm not a fan of the young from Texas at all. Takes too many chances. Technique is not his technique is not where it needs to be. The young man from Michigan, that's my number one. Then it's Travis Hunter. Then I'm gonna be honest with you. I like the boy from Western Kentucky. It's not Western Kentucky. From Kentucky, is it Kentucky? Kentucky. Mm-hmm. And then I like the young boy from Western Kentucky. You know, and he's just a little small. He's not as big as the boy from Michigan, but yeah, for sure. But that boy can boogie for sure.
Okay. To the No Cap Sports Show podcast viewers and listeners, please add your comment. Who you like to see go in the top 10 of the draft, and who are your teams, and who do you want your team to draft? Let us know. We definitely respond to your comments. We can rap about it. So go in the chats and let us know your thoughts. So fellas, before we get out of here, we started off the show talking about the NCAA green lighting the new rule change to allow universities to directly pay their athletes. And Poom, you didn't get a chance to chime in on this, so we wanted to end the show with you giving your thoughts on the new NCAA rule change. It's conditionally approved right now. They just waiting for federal approval, but it looks like it's going to be a go. But what's your thoughts on that?
Did they release any of the parameters, or they just said that they're going to be able to pay them?
Yeah, they just saying that they're going
to. Just a little bit.
Yeah. So we still trying to learn information as they go, but right now what they saying they have the ability to directly pay their athletes.
I'm 1,000% for it. They should have been done it.
Yeah, that's what I said.
I want the kids to get all the money they can.
But Poom, answer this question. So Kobe also said, well, you know, how do you feel about, okay, the school's going to be paying them, but then how you feel about the NIL? So what I said was, obviously they should still have that NIL aspect, because what if a Raising Cane's or their local, say it's a Pizza Bowlies in Washington, D.C., and I'm going crazy at University of Maryland, I should still be able to do the NIL deal with Pizza Bowlies, right? And things like that. But my thing is, do you think, and I was like, but with that being said, I also feel like, okay, it should be a thing where you can transfer you can jump in the transfer portal your first 2 years. After that, if you jumping in again, it's not necessarily a penalty, but you got to sit out a year. You know what I mean? I think you can't keep jumping around. That's just my opinion. What are your thoughts?
I think you should get one I don't agree with the first 2 years. I think you should get one free shot at a
Oh
transfer.
my! I apologize. If you go back to the tape, that's what I said, right, Cole? I said your first year you get to transfer. Yeah, my bad. Your first year you get to transfer. Then if you transfer again, your second year you got to sit out. And I don't think you should sit out the whole season. I think even if they sit out 5 games or something like that, it should be. You can't.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
So what I was gonna say is I did hear. I forget what coach said it, but the same way coaches get bought out, you know what I'm saying, and they got to pay a buyout. If you got kids that are using, you know, that are continuously using the program as a springboard, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Then yeah, like if Alabama A&M is putting some shit together and they got some shit rolling, or UAB got some shit rolling, and every time they get a kid that's a sophomore, Alabama, Auburn come snatch them. At some point, man, Alabama and Auburn need to be like, all right, well, we got to give this program $100,000 every time we come and take one of their kids.
Oh, that's
you know
a great
idea. I think that's going to slow down the portal, because now if you got to pay $100,000 to bring this kid in, you ain't bringing it. Like now they raiding for backups. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You ain't gonna pay this money for a backup, and you're gonna let that school that was developing that talent keep it a little longer. You know what I'm saying? So I believe that. I believe, but big schools is coming and poaching kids. They have some responsibility. You know what I'm saying, to compensate that school that they getting the kid from.
Yeah.
And I think once you put all those things together, give them one chance to transfer, you know what I'm saying, a little buyout, that's going to slow movement down tremendously. It's going to slow movement down tremendously, you know what I'm saying, and we'll see it. But I'm all for it. Like,
or if the kid if the kid want to transfer, that money, all the money that, you know what I'm saying, they get to keep all the money that they got. But other than that, like, their hands clean. The kids should be, if we're gonna hold the coaches accountable, like you said, Poon, the kids should have to pay something too.
Yeah.
Right? You want to transfer, you want to move on. So I said, okay, cool. It should be some type of penalty. Penalty. You know what I mean? As far as money. I can't pay you your check that you just got, whatever, and then all of a sudden you transfer right after. You know what I'm saying? Nah. So that's what's up. Okay.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, that's all good points, fellas. You had any more to add to that, Poon?
No, I didn't. I didn't have nothing else to add to that. What I forgot. It was something I was thinking about the other day, but don't worry about it.
Well, was it with the transfer portal?
It was something that had happened, and we ain't talk about it. But you know, I'll think about it. It'll come to me. I'll write a note for myself next week.
You ain't talking about Baylor losing their entire roster, are you?
So okay, so no, I wasn't talking about Baylor. What we didn't talk about was the NCAA championship, right? And the whole shit. This go back to what O always say: attitude reflect leadership, man. I ain't like how Dawn Staley, like the histrionics when she was on the sideline. You see, like the game was jack close, and then when she started doing all that, and that ain't who she is. You know what I'm saying? That ain't who she is. Once she started getting all that shit, they got their ass blown the fuck out. And I was like, damn. I was just sitting there watching that shit. I was like, man, her team is responding to that shit. Like, she ain't keep her even keel. And that, if you go back and watch the game, man, when she started yelling and slapping, she had a paper in her hand, slapping that shit in her hand and doing all that shit and acting like somebody who we don't usually see Dawn Staley as. She's usually intense and and encouraging and coaching, but it wasn't. This intensity was like it just was different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
As soon as she started,
No, finish saying what you're saying, Poon.
You know what I'm saying? As soon as she started acting that way, you know what I'm saying, and complaining and crying and doing, her team they responded, and they went from a close game to that's when Connecticut went up by 17. I was like, damn, Dawn, like,
Yeah.
It just came back to that attitude reflect leadership.
I think the only time they had a chance is when they came out in the second half, and the shorty, the point guard came off the bench, and she had a 3-pointer. It came back with a steal, right? And I think that at one point in time they had cut it down to single digits, right? But then Gino called a timeout right away. It was early, and I'm talking about it had to be. I don't know what the halves are for women's basketball, the court, whatever it is, but he called a timeout like ASAP. As soon as he seen that happen, next thing you know, they come back. UConn, the Fudd hit a 3, and then the little transfer from the University of Princeton, she hit a bucket. So now they hit it. So you 100% right, but I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't care what Dawn, even if she would have kept it even still.
No, I'm not saying that that's the reason they lost. Right. What I'm just saying is her team responded to her behavior.
Yeah.
And them responding to it, it caused them to get their ass kicked worse. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because if you look, South Carolina didn't really compete, at the end of the game. They were just out there. You know what I'm saying? They were just out there. They wasn't like, they didn't have that same intensity that you've seen some of the other teams had. And I think that I attributed that to Dawn wasn't being the same coach. You know what I'm saying?
Because if you look at the second half, for the most part, she sat on the bench.
That's what I'm saying. It was just
sitting down.
Blasted. She ain't had nothing to say.
I'm just saying, when it happened, Cole, it was like a light switch. Like as soon as she started doing it, I was like, man, why is she acting like that?
Yeah.
Because she realized she needed to get in the transfer portal and go get some people. Because to be honest with you,
but look,
you know what's crazy about that? It was on the heels of when Kelvin Sampson was down against Duke, right? And he never faltered. You know what I'm saying? Like he stayed the course the whole time. Like he was just and they came back from 13 with 3 minutes left. You know what I'm saying? It was just a difference. Just saying like, man, like that coach can stay in that ship. You know what I'm saying? Or he can sink it.
Yeah, because even if you getting whooped, as a coach, you still gotta coach them. You still gotta be in it. You still gotta because if your team, like you say, Poon, if your team see you give up, then well shit. If our leader giving up and she not up coaching as like she normally is, she's sitting on the bench. Then shit, we already know game over with. Yeah. But I'm gonna be honest with you, South Carolina just ain't have enough dogs, bro.
But listen to this though, and Poon, and everything y'all said was definitely big factors in them getting their ass whooped in that game. But what was glaring to me, and I'm watching it, I'm getting frustrated at Dawn Staley because you got one of the best players in the country, one of the most dynamic guards in the country, and you play her for the entire season, 18 minutes a game. Malaysia Fulwiley, and you don't let her boogie. You gotta put the ball in her hand, let her go. But it seemed like she kept holding her back. Every time I look up, she was being pulled out the game, sat on the bench, couldn't really get no rhythm. And she's a dog, and she's not just a dog. She's one of the most talented players in all.
Well, that's why she's in the transfer portal.
And that's why she's in the portal. Get away from that bull. But especially with Dawn Staley being a former All-American point guard, like, come on, Dawn, come on, you gotta do better than that.
Yeah.
Well, fellas, man, I enjoyed the topics today and the discussions, man. Some really great points that was brought up. To the viewers and listeners, don't forget to go into the chat and give us, your thoughts on all the topics that we discussed today. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe, and you share our website and our YouTube channel. All that good stuff, man, because we're going to keep bringing you all that heat each and every week. We got some exciting guests coming up within the next few weeks. We definitely gonna give you notifications about that, so be looking out for it. And then you always got the big three right here. We're gonna be here each and every Wednesday, 8 p.m. sharp. Make sure y'all
Shout out to our boy Money Mo. He will be back soon. Money Mo, we miss you, brother. We miss you. OG Fredo, Money Mo. We miss you, man.
Hey, we gotta make sure those ain't take Money Mo head off, man. You know what I'm saying? They get rid of all these government workers, man. Where you at, Money Mo? If you need me to ride on Elon, man, I got him, Joe.
Hey, so as soon as we get off, man, we gotta do a wellness check on Money Mo, man. Make sure he's straight. Oh, look, and, shout out to Sir Joe Thornhill, man. The one of the
hey, look, we gotta get we gotta find her in school.
Yes,
sir. Little son. Remember I sent you the joint about the little young and little point guard, Coach Milton's daughter.
Yeah.
We gotta get her in school, man. Queens College, man. Y'all should be ashamed of yourself the way you treated them young ladies, man. That head coach at that school, man, did some crazy stuff, man, making them kids walk on the side of the road, on a highway, and things like that, man. It couldn't be me, man, and Mama Evans. Can you imagine? You have a team function, and you go to the team function, and then you tell them after the team function, find your own way home, and they walking on the side of the road back to the campus.
Hey, bro, I ain't even gonna lie. I was in that position before. When I was at Hargrave, our coach left our ass at the game, bro. And
that's a prep.
The other school had to put us in the van and take us back to Hargrave.
That's a prep
and we got
school.
fired for that shit.
That's a prep, right? And this coach hasn't been fired yet. That's the point. And that's a prep school. We talking about a 4-year university.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And I'm not saying that it make it better or worse, but what I'm saying is, come on, Slim. Come on, man. Come on, y'all.
So all you college coaches out there that's listening in or viewing this show, or you got peoples that's coaches and got some type of connection to the university. If they looking for an elite point guard on both sides of the ball, one of the best on ball defenders that I've seen in the women's game, hey,
she can boogie. Boom, she can boogie, man. I'm gonna see the highlights, boom. Led the team and broke a record for the school in steals, defensive player of the week, numerous times throughout the season, and can shoot it, unselfish player, or whatever. She can boogie a little bit. So shout out to Lil Sarge.
Yeah,
sure.
she had a game with 12 steals.
Yeah. So we all know ain't nobody playing no defense in this day and age. So you need a defensive player.
Yep. But with that being said, viewers and listeners, we appreciate you rocking with us once again each and every week. Everybody be safe. We'll see you again same time next week. Respect and honor, and salute.
Salute.
Big Poom.